Thanks so much for 6k. You can't imagine how I'm happy about that. Also 100 mods will be released in a few weeks as I'm working on a big project right now. Ahoy guys, and welcome to one of the most known mods out there. Upgrade Aquatic. Hope you enjoy. I divided this video into different sections as this mod doesn't have a wiki just yet, so I just improvised. New decoration blocks. Firstly, it adds new corals in item and block form. 4 corals can be used to make it into its specific block. If you happen to swim in underground water ravines, one is even able to find new prismarine corals with a really special coral, the shower. It even has these really cool looking particles. If you happen to craft a new coral stone block with 8 stone and a nautilus shell, it can be made into these new blocks. If placed next to a coral block, these will even infuse in their color. It works for all corals, even vanilla ones. Driftwood. And this new block can be found floating in oceans. It can be used as resources, but also be made into these new blocks. Riverwood. This new tree can be found next to rivers. Its wood can be used to make new decoration, but the leaves can drop mulberries, which can be used to make a few new food items. As well as jam, which don't walk into the jam as you will just fall through it. With the skewed, one can as well make a new deco block. This mod adds 4 new kelp variants, a tongue, thorny, ochre and polar, which can be made into 4 new block sets. Right now they are unobtainable in survival, but they will be in the future. There's also a glass trapdoor and door. With prismarine shards you can as well make rods that can be used to make a new block. Items. Bedroll. Made with 5 leather and 1 wool, you can now make bedrolls, an easier way to skip the night which don't reset your spawn point. They are available in all colors. Jelly torches. As soon as they re-add jellyfish, you can just right-click them with a torch to gain jelly torches, which are a really cooler way to be able to have light in your house. Guardians will now drop spines upon their death. They are very useful for traps or farms, as they will inflict damage when receiving a redstone signal. Elder Guardians drop their eyes as well as their spine. With the redstone signal, the spine will inflict damage and mining fatigue. The eye will detect if there's an entity in front of it. You can disable it with a right click. Restfulness. This new potion is made out of oakwood potions and cocoa beans. It kills phantoms. It can also be used to make the insomnia potion with fermented spider eye, which is used to make a new special mob. We will talk about that later. Flowers. Flowering rush is a plant that can be found at shores and can be turned into pink dye. Beach grass generates surprise on beaches, converted into thatch. Sea rockets, plants in white and pink used to get pink and white dye. Pickleweed. Blue and purple pickleweed can be found sticking out of water and underwater. Don't walk into it as it will hinder you from moving or jumping. In this form they can be turned into blocks with 9 of the same type. You can cook them on campfires or in furnaces to gain smoked pickleweed, which when consumed will regain you some water bubbles. When cooked it can as well be turned again into a block that doesn't slow you down. Mobs. Firstly, you can now water bucket squids if you want to have them in an aquarium, I guess, or for whatever reason. Nautilus now spawns as living mobs in warm oceans and not only as fish loot. They can be picked up with water buckets and drop their shell. Glow squid. Yeah, this was already a thing, found in underwater ravines and frozen oceans. They drop glowing ink sac, which can be used to make a new deco block that glows. The glow squid can also be water bucket. Goose, right now not fully implemented yet, we have to wait for future updates. Thresher. Spawning in the underwater ravines and frozen oceans. They will scream to locate prey, which then they will crush between their teeth. To be honest, I don't know how you should be able to defeat them. As soon as they are crushing you, you can't escape them, and you just have to wait for death. Upon death they will drop their teeth, which can be used to make firstly a trident, secondly tooth lanterns, and lastly tooth blocks. Great Thresher. Again in frozen oceans, but way less common, and probably nearly undefeatable. Fish. This mod also adds 3 new fish, pike, lionfish and perch. All of them can be cooked, which means new food sources. But the lionfish even has a better use. You can brew it to make a repellence potion that inflicts poison to mobs on touch. It can be brewed again with ferment and spider eye to gain the potion of vibing that inflicts regen instead of poison. Flare. Flares are a variant of phantoms that can only be created so they don't naturally spawn. Splash on phantoms a potion of insomnia to create this. It doesn't burn any daylight and will attack any entities and well-rested players. Drink restfulness to get their attention or throw it at them to transform them back to phantoms. This was today's video. I know it's a little bit shorter, but there will be another video in a few days, so hope you enjoyed it. Bye.